So my name is Feroz Sanaulla, and I've been in this region for about 14 years. I came here as a VC. I was running Intel Capital and looked at a lot of startups while I was here. I must say that, unlike my friend here, I've never owned Bitcoin. I don't have a wallet, and I don't probably intend to own it for some reasons, and I'll share with you the reasons. What I do is I focus on building a crypto economy. And crypto economy is way bigger than Bitcoin as a currency or wannabe currency. And we'll talk a little bit about that. Because the underlying aspect of running economies is based on the good and the bad, the goodness and badness of things, right? So the reward mechanism for that goodness and badness can be a Bitcoin, or it could be a token, or it could be anything. And so what the economy does is when the economy gets built, it's built around the construct of having rewards, and those rewards are in the form of tokens, right? So what do I do here? I am the global head of the crypto economy for Roland, Berger, which is a consulting firm. And I work with all my colleagues in developing that economy. Look, let me give you some real context. Bitcoin, roughly $1.5 trillion liquidity globally. US dollars, about 88 trillion, right? Just to give you some perspective, how much money actually sloshes around the world. Probably about 50% of the US dollars are probably on the dark side and 50% are over the table. That's fine. That's the United States problem, not our problem. But that gives you an idea of how much money is out there and the size of Bitcoin. Second point is that for any currency to exist, there are three things that need to happen. It needs to be a medium of exchange where you can use it to buy something. Bitcoin is certainly not there. Very few people, maybe the Lamborghini dealership takes Bitcoin, but nobody else does. It needs to have a unit of account. How do you account for Bitcoin today? You always compare to the US dollar. Why do you compare to the US dollar? If Bitcoin was Bitcoin, why would you even want to compare to anything? Do you compare the US dollar to anything? You don't, right? And so from a unit of account, you really don't have a particular leg to stand on. And the last attribute that a currency has is that it has a store of value. And here people say, oh, Bitcoin is digital gold. But have you ever seen any country store gold like the US does in Fort Knox or Europe does in their underground bunkers? Right? No government stores Bitcoin anywhere, right? So it is nearly not a store of value either. So if you take those three things of what a currency actually is, you realize that it's in somebody's imagination. One might argue that US dollars is somebody's imagination, but it has one big attribute behind it: politics and the political establishment, right? And don't forget that. Today, what you're seeing in the political world, maybe not the people's will, but it's politics, right? And politics gives it that power. It gives it that value. So if you look at it from that objective purpose, why would you ever want to own Bitcoin?
Last point.
Let's talk about energy a bit. And again, you have to put things in perspective.
Yes.
Yes, Bitcoin does take the energy. The energy use is high, and it's almost the size of countries, right?
Yes, Argentina.
So perhaps the size, exactly, the size of Argentina or something like that. But you see, if you put it in perspective, the Christmas lights that you light in Christmas consume more power than some countries do, right? And so you have to put it in perspective. Are you going to stop lighting your Christmas trees every Christmas? If you want to do that, that's fine. Be good to the world. Stop lighting the cities. Turn off all the lights. Why do you need about 40 bulbs here in this room when 2 bulbs could suffice? So look, the world is a wasteful place.
He's in the lighting business. He's screaming now. Yeah, please don't do that.
No, I'm not here on this side. You're on the wrong side.
No, but his side has no lights on. It's your side that's wasting the energy,
Yeah.
right?
Well spotted. Very well spotted.
Ultimately, what feeds you is fiat. It does. Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies don't feed you. Is it technological innovation? Is it the cutting edge of things? Absolutely right. But technologies also fail. Technologies are sometimes have a double-edged sword. So be careful when you invest in new technologies. The question was about not now or when. Can't predict. I mean, maybe one day will come when cryptocurrency would be a default currency. We don't believe it is now. And so when you put your hard-earned money to it, be aware and be careful to not put a lot more than you can afford to lose.